Dwitch, YTPC, Smoking Buddy Matt, and Sho Arish. Welcome back. That was my attempt at injecting a little bit of the Irish Gaelic into my video greeting. Dwitch, YTPC, hello YTPC, Smoking Buddy Matt, Arosh Ari, Smoking Buddy Matt, back again. Sorry for my pronunciation. I really don't know anything about Irish. Just thought that might be appropriate because it is the day after St. Patrick's Day. Happy St. Patrick's Day to everyone out there. Whether or not you celebrate, hopefully you're able to do something that kind of recognizes Irish culture in some way. Got my green t-shirt on that I got several years ago at a local Irish fest. Participated in a whiskey tasting seminar. And they gave you a t-shirt for that. And enjoying this morning some coffee with a little bit of an Irish twist. Now, really well done Irish coffee is, I'd say, almost addictive. So I put a little bit of I apologize. It is bourbon. It is American bourbon. A little bit of Four Roses. Just the standard Four Roses variety, which I have to say is pretty good on its own. But yeah, Irish coffee. So if I remember right, take your favorite coffee blend. I would add about ½ ounce of your favorite Irish whiskey. I think it's maybe a tablespoon or so of sugar, and then you just top that off with just some good cream. So good, so good. But today I am smoking my Peterson. That's a Dublin filter series in the 68 shape. And it's been a while since I smoked this pipe, so I felt it was appropriate, being the day after St. Patrick's Day, to go ahead and give this one a round. And in it right now, I do have some Carter Hall, which I realize that's not an Irish blend, but I did just finish the last of this tin, which is the Peterson Sherlock Holmes. And if you read the description on the back, it says this is a mixture of an old Irish recipe dating back to 1889. It's one of the finest tobaccos smoked in the time of Sherlock Holmes. The straight Virginia blend possesses all the natural flavors associated with premium Virginia tobacco. It says it has a strength of 4, an aromatic taste of 4, and a room note of 3. Not exactly sure what their rating scale is out of. I think it's a 5. I think it is out of a 5, but you know, so it was St. Patrick's Day here yesterday. Celebrated with a little bit of green beer. You know, that was at work. Did I mention I like my job? So yeah, after we clocked out, they were serving some green beer down in the break room, so I went and just had a cup of that before I head out for the day. But you know, the weather here, St. Patrick's Day, it can be hit or miss. Sometimes we have beautiful weather. We're just on the verge of springtime, and weather hasn't been too bad here. Kind of staying around the, freezing mark, gets down below freezing overnight, then warms up a little bit during the day. And the other day it actually got up into the 50s, which I tell you, 50 degrees after a long winter feels basically like midsummer. But on St. Patrick's Day, you know, we got a mix of, well, the day before we got a mix of rain, some snow, ice, a lot of wind. So I can't say yesterday was the most beautiful weather we've ever had. It's supposed to warm up a little bit more for Sunday, and then the following weekend is supposed to be nicer. So we're getting there. Man, you know, we didn't have a bad winter, but I can't tell you how ready I am just to get out and be able to enjoy something outside. But yeah, the Peterson Sherlock Holmes, that's a really nice blend on its own. That may be the first Virginia blend that I ever had that was like a straight Virginia. Now, there's a little controversy, I think. The tin says it's a straight Virginia. I think there's another description, maybe some tobacco reviews, where people talk about it being a burley Virginia. I don't know. I mean, to me, it's kind of a ribbon cut. It's pretty consistent. It doesn't seem to be a mix of tobaccos, so in my opinion, if there's Virginia in it, then it's almost all Virginia. It has a sweet tin note. I wouldn't consider it an aromatic, but it has a sweeter taste to it. And that's the one thing that really kind of turned me on to it. But for whatever reason, you know, that one really hit it right for me. Yeah, I don't know. So I am mainly a burley lover, burley Virginias, burley Virginia Periques. But I have seen a number of videos recently talking about Virginia blends. And it kind of got me thinking that I've never really spent much time solely with Virginias. And Paladin Piper recently did a series on tasting tobaccos, which is really good. I'd recommend checking that out. And I think it was in the comments he talked about, or he had responded to somebody about his, he did a summer of only Virginias. And that after he did that, it kind of focused his tasting ability. Because when he came back to next, he did the English winter, where he only smoked English blends. That, you know, the amount of flavor and the flavor profiles just seemed so much more intense. So it just got me thinking a bit that I've never really spent solely a lot of time with Virginias. And Mark Spade, he's done a couple of videos talking about his quest for Virginias, where he's kind of trying to narrow down some Virginia blends to keep on hand. And I'd replied in his comments that my top 3 Virginias are the Peterson Sherlock Holmes, the Dunhill Now Peterson Flake, and then GLP's Stratford. And yeah, while all those are really good, I'm thinking about maybe doing something just a little different, picking up. I've had the Peter Stokeby Virginia Flake, or Luxury Navy Flake, I think is what it's called, and that's a Virginia Flake. I just saw a video from Sonny the Piper, and he was talking about a Sutliff Virginia Flake. That sounded like a good one to try. So, thinking about picking up some of those and just kind of spending some time maybe over the summer. Now, I don't plan to exclusively smoke Virginia blends this summer. I like burley so much that, you know, in fact, here I've got some Carter Hall. And with Carter Hall, sometimes it's like, why do I even go to anything else? Because I do like it that much, but I like variety. I like trying new things. And Paladin Piper has not steered me wrong. So if there's something that he's suggesting that may be kind of a way to tune your palate a little bit, I'm willing to give it a try. He recommended the Missouri Meerschaum blends, which I found to be excellent. They're codger type blends with very little topping. If you spend enough time with them, I was just getting a ton of flavor out of it. So in this case, I might, I might give it a shot. And I was also so much so thinking that maybe I'd pick up another pipe, a new pipe, and dedicate that only to Virginias. Dedicating pipes is kind of a new thing for me. So mainly as it stands, I have pipes that I would smoke aromatic blends out of, and then I have pipes that I would smoke non-aromatic blends out of. If I liked English blends, I would probably have a pipe dedicated solely to English. But seeing as I'm not really into Latakia, and understanding that English blends are not solely Latakia blends, I don't really find it necessary to have a dedicated English pipe. But in this case, because I'm thinking about doing this, I don't know if I'd call it the Summer of Virginias, but this Virginia-focused period, that maybe I'd get a pipe and break it in with a Virginia, and then, as much as I am able, smoke Virginia blends out of. Because in my last video I talked about my 7LE 128 Oscar Tiger, and that's mainly an aromatic dedicated pipe, but I like it so much that occasionally I've been smoking some non-aromatics out of it. Partially, I recently reamed the bowl, and I didn't intend to ream out all of the cake, but it seems like it reamed out most of the cake. So I'm just trying to build up a little more cake in there, and Burleys are a good way to do that. So I've been smoking some Burley blends, but if I do this, I would break in a pipe solely with Virginias. I think back to a video that Hobbiton Piper did. Oh, I don't know if it was last summer or before that. It's this video he's talking about, I think it's Capstan Blue. And he had a pipe that he only smokes Capstan out of. And it kind of got me thinking about, anything in your pipe is going to affect the flavor. And most of the time it's very subtle. So it won't make that much of a difference. But if I'm trying to get the full flavors of Virginia blends, having that cake built up that is of a Virginia, I got to think that can only enhance the experience. Because, your intention is not to burn the cake, hopefully. But, you'll get a little bit flavor of that. It is a bit of ghosting. That's why ghosting happens, because there's remnants of previous tobaccos mixed in with the cake and stuck to the bowl and things like that. So that's my idea. I've been meaning to place a tobacco order. I need to get some more Haunted Bookshop. There's a number of blends I've been thinking about picking up, either because I've just been out of stock and I like to keep them on hand, and then I see all these new ones that I want to try out. Last year I did not spend a lot of time trying new blends. I just kind of went back to things I knew, which, hey, that's great. But this year I'm intending on maybe trying a few things. So anyway, I do appreciate you stopping by, checking out this video. If you have any comments or opinions on Virginia blends, I'm leaving out Orlik Golden Slice mainly just because, man, Mark Spade, he just did a video the other day on, he got a 100-gram tin of Orlik Golden Slice, and he pulled out these just big, long, luscious looking flakes, and it looks so good. But I've had a tin of Orlik, and to me it's just not my preference, so I might have to give it another try one of these days. But I'm kind of looking for that kind of grassy, bready Virginia flavor. So anyway, if you have any thoughts on that, please go ahead and leave a comment. Again, thanks for watching. That's all I have for the video today. I hope you have a good pipe, had a happy St. Patrick's Day. I hope you've got something good to go in it. And please, take the time, take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye now.